Psychology cannot explain mental illness. This has to be one of the core objectives of psychology. So we've reached a point where it's not unreasonable to say that psychology has failed in its mission. If you design and build a plane and it can't take off by the end of the runway, then it would be reasonable to say that you had failed in one of the core objectives of what a plane was required to do. My project is to explain mental illness, but I am not coming from psychology, and I did not pass through psychology on my journey. My journey didn't even start with contemplating a human problem. It started with a problem of logic. Wittgenstein, in the private language argument, explains how humans understand emotions and how they can have words for them. I cannot see your pain feeling, but I can see your pain behaviour, and you can see my pain behaviour. Through the common medium of behaviour, we can connect your experience with my experience, and that enables us to have a word for it. Wittgenstein explores whether we can actually give a name to a feeling, but the thing is that if I was to name my feeling, how could I convey that meaning to you? And therefore, how could we have a common understanding of the word? The behaviour is the thing that links your experience with my experience. When philosophers explore this problem, they always use pain as their example. And the reasons for that is that pain is very, very difficult to misunderstand. If I put my hand on a hot stove and then the reaction is instantaneous, and also it's very difficult to understand a reason why I might want to perform a tactical deception with that behaviour. Wittgenstein acknowledged that his argument depends upon the fact that people are not performing deception with the behaviour. My journey started when I realised that that assumption is unsafe when you're looking at any other form of emotion. If we take sadness, compare sadness with pain, many people would say one's an emotion and the other's a sensation, but from my perspective, they're the same in that we understand them the same way. I can't see your sadness feeling, but I can see your sadness behaviour. And we can interpolate the circumstances under which sadness arises, and we can work out the cause of sadness. And this mechanism is fundamentally the same as it is for pain. But the thing with sadness is that we frequently perform tactical deception with emotional behaviour for sadness and for various other emotions. If my understanding of an emotion and your understanding of emotion comes from examining the common ground of your behaviour and my behaviour, if one of us is performing tactical deception, that process is corrupt. What I started to do was to analyse the effects of that corruption. Effectively, I'm redoing Wittgenstein's private language argument and demonstrating that you can deduce the different ways that a human can misunderstand an emotion. Once you start on that journey, you can categorise different ways of misunderstanding an emotion, and then you can start to work out how that impacts upon action. It was from that basic foundation that I worked out that I could come up with rational models that gave the output of mental illness symptoms. So that really is the foundation of what the theoretical basis of what I'm doing in this project. So a human is a computational device, and an emotion is a math function.